Hello, welcome to the 100x Connect community. Let me take you through the 100x ecosystem. Step 1. Become a free or paid member. Step 2. Discover your passion by tuning into the 100x daily night sessions, chatting with other members in the 100x Discord community, and participate in 100x virtual summits. Step 3. Unleash your true potential by equipping yourself with 100x workshops and work with you challenges. Step 4. Begin your entrepreneurial journey by signing up for the Malaysia Ministry-endorsed 100x 100 Days Business Startup Challenge, seeking business advice, or enrolling in the Advanced Business Coaching for pitching and funding. Step 5. Being the country's best entrepreneur community, 100x has a wealth of resources such as business funding to accelerate your business, digital marketplaces to sell your products and services, and collaboration platforms to do networking and organize your favorite event, among many others. Furthermore, 100x will also create business opportunities. All these are easily accessible and convenient for 100x members. Step 6. In return, the 100x alumni hope to bring together like-minded people and provide mentoring, internship and career opportunities to help the network grow. Pillars are used to uphold purposes. At 100x, we believe that every entrepreneur should embark on a purposeful journey. 100x is built on 7 pillars: financial intelligence, fitness and wellness, business and entrepreneurship, sales and marketing, personal development, love and relationship, and hobbies and leisure. Sign up as a 100x member and start a purposeful journey.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So welcome back again to 100x Pocket Financial. I am Chanel Chong. I'm your host tonight, and we have Yvonne.
Yes, also your host tonight.
So many months and many moons before, we actually had this topic before, but it was actually more towards the book that we shared, which was the very first precious book that we shared, Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. So now, after so many months, I think it's after 1.5 years that we're finally back to this topic again. But rather than talking about the book, we are actually here to talk about the practicality of it. Yeah. So Yvonne, isn't it beneficial for both of us when we first started sharing about the book? Because that's when we started a lot of activities after that.
I mean, everyone have to start somewhere, in my opinion. Doesn't matter where, doesn't matter, but have to start somewhere. So hopefully, today's topic, right, we could actually give some insight to everyone how to start, where to start, what to start.
Yeah, definitely. Because I still remember 2 weeks before December ended, we actually had a sharing session about how to set your goals and what is actually important for you to achieve, in this new year. Now that we are already or close to the end of the month, without without us realizing, can you imagine that January would soon to be gone just like that?
That's so
Today is already
fast,
24th.
crazy fast, crazy
So that's
fast.
why time is actually not waiting for anyone. But what the one thing that we can at least do to ourselves is how to get us out of the rat race. Now, to be honest, I am actually so fortunate to be out of the rat race, and Yvonne as well, currently, because our income, not only our active income, but our passive income were also enough to actually help us to pay for all our basic expenses. So based on the definition of Robert Kiyosaki, right, you don't need to be ultra rich or millionaire to get you out of the rat race. The number one rule is to know what expenses you have every month and what passive income you have every month. And as long as you can generate the passive income that is enough to help you to pay off the bill, and you have the abundance of time to do what you love, that means that you are actually out of rat race currently. Yeah, so we hope that with this, all of you who is actually watching the live currently will be able to benefit as well.
Yes, looking forward for today's.
Correct. So for those of you who has just joined us currently, welcome to Pocket Financial, and do share out this live session to more of your profile, of your groups, or even to your friends, families, so that they will also be benefited as well, because it is also our dream to be able to help more people to get out of the rat race.
Yes, I'm sharing.
Correct. All right. So before we begin, let's introduce ourselves again. So I am Chanel Chong. I am the estate planner from Rockville's, insurance planner from Holland Assurance, and currently I'm also the co-founder of two property rental management companies that we major in room rentals. Currently, I also own a YouTube channel that educates the public about estate planning, insurance, and also financial related topics. So the second host tonight, which is the landlord beside me, her name is Yvonne. So she is currently a certified coach to organize, run, and teach financial literacy program to not only the children but also adults. And she successfully organized camps in US and also Indonesia. And currently her passion is into the Japanese language and culture. That's why she has also turned her passion into the Japanese translator and tutor currently. And do also follow her on Japanese Playgroup because that is her Facebook page and also her YouTube channel whereby you will get a lot of contents out of it. Yeah. So what is a rat race? Okay, before we actually get into that, before we get into the topic on how to get out of rat race, right? Let's ask everyone this question. What is a rat race to you? Now I'm going to show you this example here. It's a cat, it's a kitten, whatever you want to name it. Her name is 𝗬𝗂𝘂𝗁𝗲 again. This is the second time I'm actually featuring her on my live session because her story is very much related to our topic today. I really can't get off my mind. I told myself that I got to feature her tonight. And what an interesting character here, right? I mean, she's just too cute not to be featured. Okay, so this is actually a anime, Japanese anime from Netflix. This anime series is actually known as 𝗬𝗂𝘃𝗃. All right. So according to Yvonne, aggressive means aggressive in Japanese as well. So it's a little bit like translated, right, Yvonne?
Yes.
Initially, I didn't understand it until I watched it. So you see, her name is 𝗬𝗂𝘃𝗁𝗲, okay, which is AGG, her name, followed by her name. All right. So she is a very lovely OL. In fact, if you walk past the accounting department of the company, you wouldn't even notice her. She is just like an ordinary staff there, right? Very timid, she's just getting instruction every day to do what she's supposed to do, and every month she's waiting for the paycheck. So there was one fine day, her friend asked, "So 𝗬𝗂𝘃𝗁𝗲, what do you do every single day?" She thought really, really hard. She's been thinking, it seems like I'm very busy every day. So guess what she actually answered to her friend? She says, basically every day I open up my eyes, I wake up and then I go to work. Then after that I go home. Then after I shower, I just spend my time on internet, swiping on the social media, and then I sleep. Wow, that's my life every day. That's her life. Yeah. So how about all of you? Does this actually resonate with your current life as well? Like you go to work and when you come back, it's internet, binge watching, maybe binge swiping all the social media, and then you go to sleep. Boom, that's it. All your whole day. And in fact, your weekend as well, if you are working very hard. Right. So it seems like she actually slowly realized that there is no meaning to her life. She started to question herself, like, why am I actually running around the wheel every single day? Yeah, all these are actually screenshots from the show itself. Yeah, real,
Wow.
very real, very real. It's as
Very
if it's
real.
like a Japanese lifestyle in Japan.
Very.
Yeah, portraying from a 25-year-old character inside the anime, which I find it really inspiring because they are actually giving us this wake-up call. Yeah, what are you doing with your life, right? Yeah, are you doing anything meaningful to yourself? So until one day, normally she barely had any savings left because living in Tokyo means that she has to rent an apartment herself, and rental there is not cheap. And even for that, she purposely rent a place that is not too near to her office, and that also actually eat up a lot of her budget. So there was one when she was figuring out what life she wanted to actually take on, right? She actually took on driving lessons, and she finally got her license. And one day, she was actually daydreaming, and she suddenly banged into this leopard's van. Yeah, suddenly he banged into the leopard's van, and she got a shock. She isn't sure what to do, and the next thing that she is so worried about is the repair bill that she has to compensate for the leopard.
Yes.
Yeah. She's like so afraid. Oh my God, I can't even have a savings for myself. So how am I supposed to have the kind of money to pay back the person?
Mm.
So of course, lucky people, have the luck as well. This leopard is actually very reasonable. It's just that the amount that he asked for compensation is, even though it's reasonable, 𝗟𝗃𝘂𝗁𝗲 say, I'm so sorry, I cannot pay back everything in 1 month. Is it okay if you allow me a few months to pay back? That's when the leopard was shocked. You mean you don't have any savings? 𝗟𝗃𝘂𝗁𝗲 say, no, I don't have. Right. So that was when something actually happened. So the leopard says, since you have your 9 to 5 job, every
Mm.
day after your 9 to 5 job, I need you to work for me so that you can actually work for me to pay off your bill.
Mm.
And it was an underground singing band. You would never have imagined that this Uncle Leopard, right, have groomed up a group of girl band, yeah, girl band underground, all right, who is
Mm.
waiting to get famous, and all that. So you think she's just being on the stage to perform, right? But the true fact is she is just 打工仔. Every single day they will need to buy a lot of snacks, a lot of food before the performance.
Yeah.
All the celebrity need to eat, and then she has to carry things like that. And then she say, "Huh, I thought you hire me as an account manager, but Anna, I have to do all these things." But
She's
that's
the
not the main.
runner.
Yeah, she's the runner. Because in order for you to get out of rat race, you see, this is how dangerous it is, because you don't have enough savings, right? Then you have to actually work things extra to pay off your liability. You see, this is a liability to her, right? It's not
Mm.
even an extra income to her. So
Yeah.
after that, she figured out that, hey, this girl band is having some fame, but they don't know how to do business. So she actually went to look at the account. She actually turned things around and managed to help them to seal a lot of the fans deal, like selling the items and all that. She's very entrepreneurship mindset here. All right. And she even stopped the leopard uncle from buying more stuff. Okay, stop it, stop it. You should stop buying in stuff. You should sell things. You should make more profit. You should sell
Mm.
this. You should do that. All right. And then eventually, after they have done it for a month, she was actually so shocked when Uncle Leopard actually distributed profit to everyone. That was the first time everyone got paycheck.
Mm.
Okay. And 𝗟𝗃𝘂𝗁𝗲 suddenly felt so overwhelmed. She's like, oh my God, are you telling me that we actually earn money from a loss-making brand and we actually turn around and make money? And she says, I can't believe how capable I am in earning this money myself. It is so
Mm.
different from earning money from my employment. Yeah, very different. Yeah,
Mm.
but it's not that, even though this is just about paying off the liability, but it meant a lot more to her. It's like
It's like a wake up
using
call.
it's like a wake up call that, hey, I'm not just an ordinary accountant. I also have usage somewhere else as well. Yeah,
Mm.
and you know what? Actually,
But
she
do you
has
realize that? Oh, I thought I just wanted to say that she's in finance, right? So it's like finance money. So along the line, she's just expanding along that line. But no, then this
ah
this picture came out.
okay. So she has a hidden potential. Okay, this is a spoiler. If you plan to watch this, please don't listen to me. But I just want to point out a thing. She liked to rage. So the way she rage, right, is through karaoke, singing this kind of, the rock kind of song that is to rage over your anger. Because in Japan culture, right, you're not supposed to scold people. You don't really tease people. You don't really make criticism over people, but you always
Mm.
hide it. So that's why a lot of people, they get a mental illness there. But how she ran it out is she actually used it to sing.
Mm.
And she actually realized her rat race problem quite early already. And that's when every time when she go to karaoke, she would sing, and guess what? She would actually wear a mask and then just record herself singing. She'll tell you how to run over, how should you sing to release your emotion. And then she had her YouTube channel.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Due to the deaf voice channel,
yeah,
𝗟𝗃𝘂𝗁𝗲 channel, 𝗟𝗃𝘂.
exactly. Exactly. And you know what? Can you imagine that the leopard boss after that found out that, huh, you mean you own this YouTube channel? This YouTube
Mm.
channel was getting a lot of traction, and eventually it actually gave her side income as well when the ads was actually
Mm.
making money. So she didn't expect that. She was just doing it every single night after her work. She will pass by the karaoke, and that's when she will sing. And since she's singing anyway, she just wear a mask because she wants to stay anonymous. And she uploaded the video just like that. Right. This
So
is her
she
passion.
recorded. So she recorded herself in the karaoke.
Yeah, correct.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, that's how she actually got it. But currently she's still in rat race lah, because this one, she is having it as a side hustle, but she loves
Mm,
what her job is giving her, which is security. That's why,
mm,
right? This is a story about a girl who experiences rat race, but it doesn't mean that having in a rat race means you got to exit out from the rat race itself to into entrepreneurship, right?
mm,
Because even though you're in entrepreneurship, it still means that you may still be in rat race. In fact, the rat race may take you longer time if it is a new business that you got to build all over. Yeah. So it is in fact very real that even though you have 9 to 5 job, you can still have the ability to have a way to get out of rat race, right? Yeah. So come back to today. Okay, this is a story about it. Okay, so all the other stories is about her side hustle, but the true fact about the young people these days, and in fact, we're not talking about young people. She saw this trap because she saw that all her bosses around 30s, 40s, and in fact, those who are almost retiring, all experiencing the same problem. All of them are trapped in the rat race. They couldn't get away from the company because of the salary every single month. But why is this the case? So why are people trapped in the rat race? Okay, so what exactly is a rat race, right? So we look at it every single month when we get a paycheck or when we get the income from our business. We work so hard for it, right? So after we work, we will get the income, your hard-earned money. So when your hard-earned money come, you don't enjoy first. Most of the people choose to pay off the bills first, correct?
mm.
Yeah, it's your responsibilities here. So after you have paid off your bills, that's when a lot of things come in. Let's say you want to keep up with your lifestyle, you have a lot of commitments, you have a big house, you have a big car, you have a few children that you got to take care of, right? You want to send them to the
Children
renowned.
sounds very scary to me.
You know that it's also a lifestyle for you now to have more children. Not everyone can afford to have more than 1 or 2 children. So to me, it's a kind of lifestyle that you have more children these days. Yeah. I mean, depending on how you see things. All right. So lifestyle is something that gives you that instant gratification. Today I feel so tired after working. I want to go shopping to get the best clothes, the best pampering session that I can get. I want to get a good facial. That's where all my money go. It's okay.
That's the reason, right? Just to cut you in a little bit, this is the reason
Yeah.
why my mom started the salon. She invested in the salon because she finds that she pays, she's like you, like, you all pay a lot on facial, a lot on pedicure, a lot on hair and stuff. So that's why she's like,
Kantoy,
so when
kantoy.
Kantor, right? Then when her partner last about 4 years ago, I can't remember. It's definitely is more than 3 years ago. Was before MCO. So she's like, "Do you want like come and be an investor? Come and be my it's like a consultant thing to her partner." So then she was like, "Oh." Then she was thinking, since I like all this pampering, like you like pampering stuff, so might as well, make it as a business and I do it for free, and also has a
Exactly.
right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will come into it. If you think the cost is too high, there's a way to curb it. Yeah.
Wow, interesting. Let's move on.
Hmm.
I want to go there.
Yeah. Lifestyle, instant gratification, right? No
Mm,
savings because you spend so much on the bills and lifestyle, and eventually you still have your debts to pay. All right. That's why you're left with no savings, which is very normal. In fact, a lot of people are actually living on negative savings, which means they are indebted every single month, all thanks to credit card. Yeah, or overdraft facilities, which is very possible. That's why, right? Last time when I was doing mortgage for a moment, I realized that nine, more than 50% of the cases that I got, the people who actually applied for housing loan have a 1 or 2 personal loan for sure, which actually shocked me. I didn't know that it is actually such bad until I went to evaluate people's profile like that.
oh, by the
Yeah.
way,
Mm.
I just because Chanel advises me to get a credit card. So there was a, like credit card has booth everywhere now. So the day I went up to Citibank, then I said I wanted to apply. You know what she tell me? Then I say, all your card is sub. I say, yeah, all my card are sub. How old are you? The first thing she asked me. She asked me how am I. Then I say why. She said most of the bank in Malaysia, as long as you're 33 years old and above, and you still do not have your own card, it is very hard for you to apply for a credit card on your
Oh,
own
I
in your
didn't
own
know
name.
this.
I didn't know this too. I seriously did not know it until I asked. Then I said, "Oh, really? It's only because by the way, that is Citibank." So then he was like, "Yeah, you can try other banks, but across the board, it's like that."
I'm lucky that I had my first credit card around 23 years old.
Your own name.
My very own name, definitely.
Okay, very good. So now for me, she say, you have to go and build lah. She say, go and find a bank that give you lah.
Okay, can. Yeah.
That's not bad.
So for those of you who are below 32 years old,
Go and
don't be
get.
happy that you don't have credit card.
Trust me.
Okay, it is a threat that you don't have credit card as well, because sometimes credit card is also a very useful tool for you to get credit scoring. Not for you to sell or anything, but when
Credit
financial
scoring.
crisis happens, is one of the way to leverage for your how to say the debt restructuring. Right, it is a way for survival as well during emergency. You really wouldn't know, right? To me, credit card can be a very good tool if you use it wisely, right? Not for you to spend it, spend thriftily like that every single month without any control. So yeah, for those of you who are 32 years old and below, and you are actually a Malaysian yourself who are listening to this video and this recording currently, do sign up for a credit card when you're still young, because it will definitely help you a lot in the future. Yeah. Get this piece of advice from Yvonne. So now
And
that you're
she also
progressed,
told me that if you have it, not necessary you need to use it. But if you use it, it's better lah for your secrets. But you don't use. I asked her, but if I don't, it's okay. But as long as you have one in your name before 33 years old.
I see. Yeah, so now you know how old Yvonne is.
Don't know yet.
You
Shirley
know.
above 33.
Okay. Yeah, above, at least I know the range. Yeah, so that is how the rat race cycle is. And just to sum up, right, ask yourself this question. Are you also facing this kind of problem? Is this a financial struggle that you have been facing every single day? Yeah. So if you are, thank you so much for dropping by today. That's why you are here to find out how to get out of the rat race. Yeah. Okay, so of course, are you running around in the rat race too, right? Got to ask yourself this question, which you have shopping, you really have a lot of debts to pay, you have a lot of commitments just like this picture. So today, our topic is inspired by Robert Kiyosaki on how to get out of rat race. Okay, so number one, which is always the number one step when it comes to any kind of life goal that you want to achieve, which is to set your own goal. Now, today, your rat race may not mean my rat race. My rat race may mean different thing to other people.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Even two of us, I think our rat race is very different.
What is
No,
your
we are
rat
not in
race,
one.
Yvonne?
My rat race is like, how do I say? It's like in a cocoon. I don't know, like not. I don't know. I'm
Not
out of the
moving
rat.
forward.
Yeah,
Not
not moving
moving
forward.
forward.
Not moving forward to me is also like a rat race. Like every day is like that lah. It's a routine lor, huh? Every day. Your routine is go to work. My routine is just doing what I need to do. Also, I have my own set of things to do. But then again, it might not generate like what Chanel always tell me, you need to go and do something productive to generate income, generate some funds, some not income but funds per se, So mine is still sometime yes, sometime no. So I think I need to come out from the rat race of being very stagnant and come out and do more things. Yeah.
Rat race also can mean a lot of things. Like if you're in employment, for example, it could mean that you're always stuck in employment and you can't seem to get out of it. Like you are basically ticking up all the boxes in the previous slide just now. Yeah. Another rat race is probably you are already earning passive income, but it doesn't seem to move along the way to the goal that you want to achieve. You're very stagnant, like what Yvonne says. That's why every single year, what you can do is you can reset your goals so that you will see whether your action will match up with the goal that you want to set, right? And if your action plan and the real actions that you're taking is according to the goals that you have set to get out of the rat race, then you're on par. All right. So how to actually set the goals? Okay. So according to Robert Kiyosaki, right, always find out what you don't like first. It may sound a little bit negative, but it is only when you don't like something that you find out you like something. So an interesting fact is, a few months ago, I met up with a friend. She actually shared that she regretted for choosing a wrong job, that she got stuck for 2 years. She got stuck there for 2 years and end up, she said, I wasted my 2 years to finally know what I don't like. And now I think that I have wasted my 2 years' time to move on to a next job. Then I told her something.
Mm.
Did you realize that a wrong move is also a good move?
Exactly.
If it
That's what I
wasn't
thought
for
too.
this, if it wasn't for these 2 years that you didn't like the job so much, you wouldn't know what you like
What you
in
like.
real life.
And you don't even
Exactly.
know, and the thing is, you don't even know what you don't like. We'll say about like
Yeah,
first time.
correct.
If you don't come into this job, particular job that you don't like, but you don't, well, then you won't even know that you don't like this job actually.
Correct. Just
Yeah.
so yesterday I talked to another friend who faced with the
Mm.
same situation. This
Oh.
friend, she just went into a new job for 1 week,
Mm.
and then she says she's struggling so much because this job pays better than the previous job, but yet she doesn't like it. So I
Oh.
say it is okay. It's just like you being in a relationship. Yeah, the guy could be very good looking. The guy could be very rich. But what if both of you have no love? You don't like each other,
Mm.
right? So the like and the disliking part is very important. You got to know what you don't like in order to know what you like. Yeah, so when you're setting a goal, the tips here is always find out what you don't want to do, because what you don't want to do, what you don't want to end up, is like a carrot and stick story. The motivation and fear, then you will actually know what you really want to achieve in your life, what you love, right? So that's why on the second icon that you see here is what you really enjoy in your life, the meaningful goals rather than purely monetary. Yeah. So for example, like I, let's say lah, I don't like to cook. Okay. It can also mean that, oh, I find someone, or I find a place to stay with a lot of nice food.
Eateries.
That kind of goals. Or I find the other half who can cook really well. So
Yep.
can you see how the dislike can actually match up with your like? So actually, this one, a lot of people, they didn't like it, but I find it really very useful. Don't you think so, Yvonne?
Mm. I think it's pretty useful to eliminate the your don't like first.
Yeah.
Like for example, I don't like to be having for example like debts every month. That is I don't like. For example, I don't like to waste time and not doing anything after my 9 to 5. I just go back and watch and binge watch drama. That's something that actually I don't like. My attitude like that. Then yeah, just list it down the thing that you don't like. Yeah.
Like for me, I don't like to be very, very busy every single day. Then that's why I will find way
Yes.
to be lazy and delegate to people, and then find way to
Yes.
be lazy again while earning the passive income. Yeah, because if you want to earn passive income is supposed to be lazy and your money still come in, what? But
And you
of
can go,
course,
I mean, you can do more things. You can
yeah,
开拓更多你喜欢的东西. You can open up more
correct.
things that more time to open up things that you like, to discover things that you like actually. Yeah.
Exactly. Now, after this, what are you gonna do? Right. So, yeah, having listed them, right, it is still not visual enough. You got to even print it out. You got to even make it, if you can, into a real dream board. Yeah, because psychologically, if you make them physical and if you make them visible, like the first moment you see it when you wake up, or it is very, very obvious when you walk into your office, right? Then it's actually going to remind you time over time to over time. Oh, this is my dream board. I want to achieve it. I want to achieve it because I hate rat race. I hate rat race.
This
Do not
dream board,
underestimate this. It's
don't,
very, very
this,
important.
this, this dream board, don't play. Seriously. This dream board is like works miracle. Like really. If those that know us last time when we started the dream board together, me, Chanel, and a group of friends of us, we started the dream board. I was sharing with them. I drew only, after I draw more, then more would happen. But I drew four quadrant, four parts. Out of that four, right, three miraculously just happened without you even knowing. Until I took back my dream board, I look back, I tick back, I tick, only I know 3 out of 4 actually happened.
Very interesting. Yeah,
Yes.
and at that point of time, my subscriber on YouTube was only 100. Now we have grown even more. So it's amazing, like how your dream is there and you actually want to move along it. Yeah, because it is visible, you can actually feel it, you can touch it. Do not underestimate that. We strongly encourage you to actually go ahead with that. Hello, Aiden. You are most welcome here. I just came across this topic on YouTube last weekend.
Last weekend.
Oh, great one. Great minds think alike. Right. That's why we are here. All right. So, not only that, setting your goal also means that if you want to lead a happy life together, right, always lead your goals and dreams to also your financial struggle, right? It doesn't only limit to your life struggle, but it can be a financial struggle. Like, I hate it that I had to stay at home every single day, taking care of my children, and I have no income in. Yeah. This happened to a lot of stay-at-home moms.
Me?
I've spoken to not you lah, not you.
I mean,
Not
I was
you.
like that. I was like that, right?
Yeah,
Before
but you're
before I
different.
know you.
You are different because the mothers that I'm talking about, they used to be career ladies. I mix with a
Oh.
lot of career ladies, but after they have given birth to the babies, they have given all their time to the babies. They have given all their time to the families and they lost themselves. And to them, they have the self-doubt because they are no longer financially independent anymore. Yeah, so it could be one factor. And the second factor could be I am struggled financially and yet I have no time. Yeah, so your goal should always be aligned with solving the struggles that you really hate very much. Yeah, because if you eliminate all your struggles, that's when you will be happy. Don't you agree?
Yes.
Okay, so the next thing is what a lot of people hate. Okay, but got to be straight on the face with all of you, which is to track your expenses. Whether it's your cash that you spend every single day, if you're still very old school, you're still using cash or credit card or your QR or your bank statements, right? Dig out
You
all
shared
these things. We
we
shared
shared about it last
correct,
week.
last week about the kakebo.
Kakebo.
Correct, kakebo. Yeah, if you have yet to find out how to track your expenses, right, you can always copy the system from Japanese kakebo, right? Or you can even use the financial templates these days, in Excel. But I still find using the pen and paper and book works very well, for your memory. You remember it very well. But if you want convenience, you want to use Google Sheet so that every time you use your computer or you use your phone, you can actually straight away key in, right? You can always use the templates. Sorry, can always use a template. All right. So why you need to track your expenses is because have you always wondered why your money always run around? Right, because your money had 4 legs, according to Yvonne. All right, the money that came in your way, right, went out faster than you expected. You'll be like,
You only got two.
why?
You only got 2 legs. Because you only got 2 legs. The money got 4 legs. 4 corners. Definitely run faster than you. Definitely. And sometimes I noticed something. Bad about housewife is, right. For example, right, like after I drop my girl to school, then I go 1U, for example. Somehow, you don't go, never mind. You go, or you definitely want to purposely find thing to buy one. Purposely one. So bad.
This one, I get you lah. I get you
Bad habit.
because every time I accompany my friend or my mother or my siblings to shopping, we always say we got nothing to buy. But that's a very dangerous word to say. Once you say you got nothing to buy, you go into the shop, you surely have things going that you take home with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So staying too near a shopping mall also quite dangerous.
Yeah. So, why would you want to track down your expenses? Also, is because you need to know exactly what you pay for every single month, whether it's a big amount or a small amount. Because, right, do not estimate every single component of it, right? When you are jotting them down, that's when you know that what are your necessities and what are your non-necessities. Are they your needs? Are they your wants that is just for you to spend for your lifestyle? Yeah, correct. So some people, they need to live on Starbucks coffee every single day, but is that a lifestyle or is that a need for you, right? So you got to find out lah, right? So
Mm.
this one, it may sound a little bit irrelevant to you if the amount is small, but again, do not estimate an amount that is small, right? Buying a
Hey,
clothes
there's
that is $100 every single month could also mean $100 savings.
Hey, there is something called in Malay, if you are not from Malaysia, so let me put this up. It's sikit-sikit jadi bukit. A little bit is a mountain. Even though this quote is for saving, like you save a little bit, it become mountain, but it also can be your spending as well. Like you thought a little bit here, you spend a little bit there, a little bit here and there, then eventually it will pile up to a mountain as well, your spending. Same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, like me, I rely so much on Shopee Food and Grab Food. Sikit-sikit jadi bukit, right? Wow, my
Yeah,
money expenses
right?
shot up so much. Yeah,
Yeah.
very much, very much. But to me, because during lunch hour we don't cook, we really need to
Mm.
leverage on the time to do our work. So to me, yeah, even though the expenses have gone out, I am fine with it. It's just that I need to make sure that the passive income that I have could be able to pay for it lah. Right. It just kind of shocked me that, oh, I could have saved more, to put it into other investments and things like that. But
Mm.
at least I know where it has gone to, and I will see whether I could actually reduce them. But if you don't even track your expenses, you don't even know where your money have gone into, how are you supposed to know which category to reduce? Yeah. So one example that we had was during our in financial intelligence challenge. One of the challenges actually said that he realized that he had been paying for his credit card subscription every single year that he doesn't use anymore. He has a few other banks that offer him credit card. That's when he said he
Mm.
decided to terminate the bank. There were also a few of our members who actually say that they were paying for subscription that they no longer use, only by only managed to find out after they track their expenses. Like my client, he's even worse, right? There was a point of time that his business wasn't doing great, and he started to track back every single transaction in his bank statement when he was so free. And then he realized that he has been paying the insurance premium for his ex-wife. Sorry,
But is he
ex-girlfriend.
supposed to pay?
Ex-girlfriend.
Oh, girlfriend. Oh,
Girlfriend.
girlfriend.
Of course, it's not
Oh,
supposed to
oh,
pay. Then he said, "Oh my god, why am I still
oh,
paying for it? I should have just terminated." That's why he went to the company to actually say that I don't no longer want to pay for this insurance policy anymore. Can you remove my name from the payee? Right. So yeah, can you
oh.
imagine all these things if you never go and track your expenses? All right. So what's gonna happen to your expense every single month? It is very
Scary.
important. Yeah. So you may be wondering why you need to actually track it down. Now, it is very important what you pay for it, right? Because like what Yvonne said just now, every single dollar count. Okay, because this will give you an idea as well on how much minimum expenses you have every single month that you cannot forgo for sure, and how much income you need to generate to get you out of the rat race. Yeah. So if it means 5,000 for you every single month, that means, okay, you already know, okay, if I want to get out of rat race, I need to at least have passive income or a side hustle that can at least generate me that minimum of income before I can get out of it. Yeah. Or in fact, I can maybe get a pay cut. Maybe I can move on to a 3,000 ringgit job, but it's a job that I love. Okay, it may not be a rewarding, but I have another side hustle that is giving me 2,000 every single month. I'm happy with it. So that also can be our rat race, yeah. Because our rat race doesn't mean that you don't work entirely, but it's about living the life that you want. Yeah. Okay, it's not purely monetary. That's why we just now said, when you're setting your goal, you shouldn't be just limiting yourself towards the monetary part. Okay, is that all right now on the squeaky part of my sound? Is that okay?
Yes. Yes.
All right. Okay. So, if you have a shock in your life, right now is the time for you to decrease your expenses. Yeah. I am sure you will definitely find out something if this is your very first time tracking down your expenses. So, what was the shock to you when you tracked down your expenses, Yvonne, for the very first time?
To start out with, I'm not a very spendthrift person.
Mm-hmm.
So I my clothes are usually like I bought it like maybe 10 years ago, 5 years ago. I'm still wearing it. So I'm yeah. Not
Ah, okay, okay.
not very correct, not very right person to ask this question because I'm pretty I'm not stingy, but I'm not spendthrift. But I know some of people that around me are really spendthrift, but I'm just not. Yeah.
For me is I got a shock about the amount of facial product, makeup that I used to pay for. That's why there was, I think, close to 1 to 2 years that I hardly buy any cosmetics. Because even for the 2 years that I didn't buy, I could still throw away a lot of the things that were not used at all. Decluttering. So that was how spendthrift I was last time. And when I came into realization, I really tried my expenses. That's why after that I realized that I don't need so much. I just need enough, just enough to get me moving. That's it. Yeah, in fact, when was it? In fact, yesterday I also decluttered quite a bit of things. Of course, it's New Year, right? Chinese New Year, right? You will get new clothes. And while ironing the new clothes, I went around my wardrobe and I managed to, at a quick glance, I managed to grab a few clothes that I don't wear anymore. And I quickly packed them into a bag to give away to people. Yeah, so that is also a way
The
for me to
keyword,
filter.
the keyword there is quickly. No second
Yeah,
thought. Because
quick
one
glance,
second thought,
quick glance.
yeah, quick. Because after you got another second thought. Oh no, maybe I still can slim down and wear, or maybe I will still wear one day.
But just to let you know, that is probably like 10 to 20% of the clothes that I want to give away because I still have so many more clothes that I
Oh,
don't wear
tell me
anymore.
about it. Tell me
Yeah,
about it. Yeah.
correct. So okay. So you may somehow also make you realize that how much money you have spent on the things that you don't think is necessary anymore, right? So that's why you see much of them ended up paying for unnecessary things. That's why right now you may think that hey, actually I can actually live a frugal life. Yeah, if every day I am actually eating on expensive food, actually I can choose the
Or
kind of food that I want to eat.
or a more beautiful way of saying frugal maybe is minimalize. Frugal sounds a
Minimize
little,
the life.
actually to me I find that frugal is okay. Things that you need to spend, you spend. Things that you don't need to spend, you don't spend. Frugal, you don't spend. So but then again, people now, the hit will be minimalize,
Mm,
minimalist.
mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I haven't like last time I would go to expensive salon probably to get the hair done and all that. But if I can get the same effect by visiting a salon that is nearer to me, a smaller, not so famous salon,
Neighborhood,
I would do
neighborhood.
it. I would do it now. Yeah. And it's actually a lot of alternative here. You will realize that actually it's just
Mm,
whether you want to find a solution towards it. A
yep,
lot.
a
Yeah,
lot.
and women hair makes a lot of difference if you go to a more affordable place. It's a lot more affordable. Yeah,
Mm.
Lo, wait, talk to us. Yeah,
Of
we
course,
can help you to save
like you go
savings one.
to like you go
You
to
go to
those
Chanel, Chanel will
expensive.
tell you a lot of hacks how to save money.
Yeah,
I share that a lot with
exactly. Like
Yvonne.
it sometimes with like 800, when you go to expensive to 1,000, one time you go in easily, you spend that kind of money. Whereas maybe you go to your neighborhood, maybe it's about 200 or so, or plus minus
And
there.
don't you agree you will achieve the same result sometimes?
Mm,
Similar
I
result.
don't have. Yeah, I think so. It is
Mm.
because
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Let's
definitely.
not talk about the beauty side, right? Because Yvonne has
Mm,
a free service right now. That's why cannot be compared,
yeah.
right?
Mm,
So what are the examples of things that people usually decreases? All right. The first is your bill. Sometimes you may not realize that utility bill actually take up quite a bit for a home household, and a lot of family didn't realize that they didn't save enough energy, they didn't save enough water, for example, right? To begin with, that's why I still remember that time when a few of my siblings were always on at home, and when they on aircon, right, the bill were very high. But
mm,
after that, when we got a shot and when we tried to control it, wow, right now it's quite impressive that we actually achieved that kind of savings, right? And second thing, if you have the time, for example, you really want to save on the cost going to restaurants because restaurant these days could be quite expensive. One meal,
very.
20 over, 30 over ringgit. But if you cook
Everything
yourself,
has everything has increased
yeah, a lot.
tremendously. It's like easily like minimum, yeah, 20%. At a minimum is 20%.
Or probably the portion that they give is smaller, even though it's the same price.
Yeah, but the price are all increasing like wow,
Yeah. So you may somehow realize that on the days that I can't make it, probably I will still take away. But On the days like weekends that I can afford to eat from home, that is when I will transform myself into a cook from home culture, right? It really happens to a lot of families in US, whereby in a reality show, they really show how living below the means for all these participants really helped them to settle a lot of debts. Yeah, I forgot that show's name, but it also meant that they have someone to control their spending every single week. Like they only give you $100 every single week. You go and buy your own groceries within the means. Yeah, you can actually live up to that standard, because by you tracking down and decreasing your expenses also mean that you are actually spending it consciously. You already know your numbers, so you want to spend it consciously so that you don't over budget it. Yeah. Okay, so that's why everything stays on a budget. So in case you think that, okay, my current liabilities is really very huge, is the luxury right now still important to you? Like I have a friend who actually sold off a luxurious car because she said, I'd rather buy a higher car like S70 or Mazda CX-5 right now that is higher to avoid the flood these days. I got a shock laughing, but some of what she said is true lah. In fact, she bought a higher car because she said, I don't need a expensive sports car right now, so I sell it off. So it's really very true. Like even though she's downgrading, but the downgrading part actually matches what she needs right now. Okay, and also phone. Do you really need a new phone every time a new series come out? It is very common for the Apple company, right? For a lot of people to flock over it. It's so crazy. But would delaying gratification help you out a lot with the savings? Yeah, for information, I still use my iPhone that I bought like 5 years ago. Yeah, so it is very possible for you to delay gratification. Yeah, using the old technology doesn't seem to be a shame if you are able to save up the money to do a lot more things for yourself. Yeah. So on this part, decreasing expenses, you have any comments, Iwan?
Not really.
All right, so let's go into it. So there's a saying: if you can't decrease your expenses, increase your
Increase
earnings.
your earnings. That is more.
This
This
is
is
what
more
we always
interesting.
been telling. Yeah,
Yeah, this is more of an insight. This is more exciting, more positive, more things to talk about. Yeah.
correct. So right, this is very useful if you have a problem. Really, you think that, oh my god, the cost of living these is really so high that even though I do whatever that I can, the most that I can save every month is only probably like what, $100, $200, which cannot really do me any justice. I need to spend so much time to do savings. Okay, another way, right, is also by increasing your earnings can also help you to get out of the rat race faster. Maybe probably 9 to 5 could only generate you 60 to 70% of the goal that you want to achieve. Another 30% you can actually leverage it by increasing your earnings. So how can you actually go ahead with this method? All right. So there are actually both ways. Traditionally, we all hope that, okay, we could go into a very good corporate, we could climb up the career ladder, every single, they call it a system like 1357 that kind of years. Like the first year you come in, probably the third year become manager, the fifth year you become this and that senior post and all that, and to climb up the career ladder. But sometimes career ladder could also mean that you could stay on in the same company for 20 years only to get the chance to get a position up when your superior resigns or
Retires.
retire. Correct.
Retires. Yeah.
Yeah. So does this work? Actually, it works, but it takes time. But don't you agree that a lot of people, even though after they have reached the retirement age, they still work? So how many positions are there in the same company for you to climb? Yeah. So that is one. Second thing is climbing up the same ladder of the same company these days may not be so normal anymore because we are no longer hearing of people who really tell you, okay, I stay on with this company for 20 years. Yeah. Okay. But this
In
still
Japan,
works. Yeah.
in Japan, yes, but not in Malaysia. I don't know about the youngsters nowadays change job like changing t-shirt. I don't know why. There's a lot of them are like that.
Really.
Yeah, but I also known of a more people that's more mature, like in a corporate, they rather take on a very comfy position, I would say, earning an okay income, a 5-figure income, but they take on a very comfy position, but they purposely do it, and they go and do their own investment and go and do their side hustle. A lot now, I mean, for the older generation, like my kind of generation, a lot of people are doing that. So they still have the income from the company, right? But they also smart. They don't want to take in so much responsibility. So they just maintain at whatever position they are. They're not going to climb the ladder either. So they will just like, then they go and do their own stuff. And outside stuff make them even richer. Yeah.
Yeah, so I agree because the company, even though they are not rewarding you that much, but they are giving you that sense of security that at least if any of the rest outside fail, I still have this one to pay for my bread and butter. I wouldn't be ultra rich, but at least
Exactly.
I do not need to worry about the food on the table.
Got cushion, no?
Yeah, so that's why, right? This is the traditional way. That's why the second way that Yvonne says, right, is by this book, The 4-Hour Work Week by Tom Ferris. He actually called this new kind of norm as a new rich. How the new people actually make themselves rich which is to make the time sacrifices to hustle around a few sources of income. Yeah. So Tom Ferris always cite the culture of doing remote working. Yeah. So the traditional way, right, another perception to see is that actually you may not realize that if today you're working in probably a more rural company, your expertise, you could be actually earning very, very low income. But if you're able to maybe speak English, Mandarin, or even more international language, you could actually work with an international company and end up, right, convert your earning from the local currency into USD. So this actually happened to one of my clients. So this is a client who is around my age. So many years ago, when I first knew him, he said that he is working in Malaysia, but for a US company. And can you imagine that he's being paid USD?
Wow.
Yeah, USD for remote working from home. Yeah, even though he's very busy and all that, but he said it's very rewarding because he is staying with the cost of living in Malaysia, which is very low as compared to US. And the house, he actually shared the house commitments with a few roommates because they actually co-rent together. Which to him, actually, the only commitment that is bigger chunk will be his car. And in fact, his car is not those fancy car as well. So to explain to him, right, he got he managed to save quite a bit, and he managed to use his savings to also invest in more portfolios as well. To me, climbing up a career ladder could also mean that making a smart move. Yeah. Yeah, so these are the two. All right, so the new rich is actually horizontal. That means you have one, two, three, four, five kind of income, whereas climbing up the ladder is vertical. It means going up.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
but the vertical one will take more time as compared to the horizontal, because horizontal can actually be done at the same time. Yeah, it's about how willing you are to sacrifice your time. Okay, so but another way, right? If you want to go on to the left option, which is to go up the corporate ladder, there's actually another way as well. If you want to increase your earnings, which I have been encouraging my friends as well, which is do not be fearful in changing a job. Because changing a job could be a turning point, could be a turning point not only for your income, but it could be a turning point for your career by way of experience. Today, not only that you want to get a very good pay, of course, I know this is a dream of many people, but you also want to make sure that the job experience is something that you would really enjoy. It's a journey that you will enjoy, right? And if you think that you may regret after you change your job, it is okay because Yvonne have been sharing with you earlier, just like what me and Yvonne have been sharing with you earlier, it is okay to actually make a mistake, because like the friend that I met, though they have made a wrong choice by making themselves into the wrong job, it is okay. At least they can actually know what they don't like, what they dislike, and then they eventually change job. They are actually in a very good terms, right? So which actually makes you feel that okay, at least I know what I want in my life, right? And if it can even help me to increase my earnings, why not, right? Do you agree with me? you know that I also met up with actually had a 50% increment by changing a job? He was so excited. Yeah, it was just last month. So you would really never expect, you will still think that okay, the economy is bad right now, but I have connections around me who are actually still getting that kind of pay rise after changing job. Yeah, which is very, very possible. So you just need to believe in your own value. So ask yourself this: if today you want to increase your earnings by changing a job, what value could you deliver to the new corporate that you're joining? So what is the experience that you have currently that you can actually bring it over? Because nowadays, when people are hiring, they actually look at your value. They don't look at what you can do, because a lot of things could be learned, but it's the value, it's the intellectual knowledge, the insight of you that is bringing value to the company. How your brain function, how well are you in executing the work, and how capable you are and how responsible you are towards the corporate is the new thing that employers are actually looking after. Yeah. So if today you're still behind your cocoon, you think that yeah, it is okay lah, I know enough can already. But so sorry, in today's era, right, you got to learn more new stuff. In case one day your company want to go e-commerce way, because e-commerce has proven their way now already. But if you're still behind the scene, if you're still not willing to learn, then the company may end up hiring another executive that know the knowledge about e-commerce that can help them in their business. They may end up not having you, or they may end up, the new companies that you want to go for interview, they may end up hiring a person who is willing to learn, and a person is willing to contribute rather than you. So how you differentiate yourself at this moment intellectually is also how well you can actually increase your earnings when you're changing a job. Okay. Yeah, so in case you're talking about the second part here about how you can actually go around to make your sacrifices to hustle around for a new income, you can also go back to our old live that we actually shared before about the passive income myth that was happening in November, or another one which is how to get passive income ideas. We actually share quite a number of ideas there, quite interesting ideas, right? Which is without leaving your 9 to 5 job, you can still actually use all these passive income ideas to help you generate more incomes. But the prerequisite that we actually tell you is consistency. If you think that side hustle or anything else or any passive income is something that I can just today I touch and then I go and the money will come to me, sorry, that's not how rat race work. That's not how you can actually get yourself out of rat race. There's no shortcut here. So passive income requires a lot of sacrifices before you go in. Yeah. So do go back and rewind our previous sharing on this one. Is very interesting. I do hope that this will actually give you more reason why you should go back and watch those ideas, right? And yeah, after you have made your earnings, quite stabilized, okay, you manage to actually do up a saving system every time you get all these paychecks and also your income. Number one rule is always do savings, because no matter how capable you are in earning money today, if you don't even do a single cent of savings, we have to apologize that we have nothing that we can help you about. Yeah, because it is the number one rule before you want to achieve any single thing, you want to achieve any single passive income. You got to make your money work for you. Yeah. But saving money alone is just not enough. Yeah, you got to do more than just that. So how to actually categorize them, right? You can also go along with it. Like you can set yourself like how much money you want to go into the low risk, medium, and the higher risk. So I strongly suggest that if you want to flip and make yourself out of the rat race as early as possible, if you're young, you can actually make like a higher portion for the higher risk, but without jeopardizing your emergency fund. Again, you may revisit our previous videos to find out how much emergency fund you should save up, which is 6 to 12 months according to our experience, all right, before you could do any kind of investments. Okay, so why is investing money the way to get out of rat race? For one of it is because it gives you potentially higher interest rates and the yield as compared to savings. Now, savings, tell me about it. How much interest can you earn out of the savings account these days? Pathetic,
Very
right?
little. Pathetic. I think like 0 point something percent. If you are in Malaysia, you are lucky enough that your saving account pays you. If try to go to countries like Japan or America, you have zero. In US, it's even worse because you're putting your money into the saving account, they're charging you. So
Exactly. So FD, even though you put into FD give you what, like 1%, not even two, barely even two. So yeah, so that's why you have to use investments to help you out. That can not only help you to fight inflation, but can help you to generate income that is very promising. Yeah, but when it comes to higher return, of course, higher risk. Okay, so the common type of investments that you can go find out there is ETF, is property, is investment into a company. Maybe you go into a company by way of a partner, or you just buy their shares, like the 𝗬𝗧cie, or even what are we talking about today? We're talking about virtual coins, right? A lot of virtual coins on sale, right? So of course, all this, before you do any kind of investments, like we said, there is no free lunch in the world. You always need to do your own research. Okay.
studies.
So probably, like previously, we have shared the book on the Adam Coase winning the game of stocks with Jawang as well, with Jonah sometimes, and also Yvonne. Four of us, three of us, we always do the sharing about the stocks, about ETF as well, and all this. You see, even though we have shared about the book, it doesn't just end there. You got to do a lot more homework. Like for me, currently, I'm managing the property management. There's actually a lot more constant, regular knowledge that we got to actually get, and the market updates. Like what is the market currently actually aiming for? Like same thing. If today you want to invest into company, you got to know what the company is doing for their operations. You just can't, or because I hear say that the company has potential, so I just put all my money there. Now that is a wrong move, right? So according to the rule of 72, investing your money, yeah, you can help you to yield higher return. That's why if you apply the rule of 72, your money would double up faster as compared to savings alone. Yeah, if 4% every single year, it will take you like 24 years for your money to double up. But if you're investing into something that can give you 20% every single year, higher risk, you just need 3 to 4 years to make your money double up. So that's the drastic difference here. Okay, so what is a symmetrical bet? Now, this is probably the highlight of the night. Okay, if you probably have not heard of anything like this, please sit straight up, to really listen out to this one, because this is really very interesting, something really very interesting that I came across. Okay, this is also one of the ways to really this is one of the bonus points to help you to get out of the rat race. So what is a symmetrical bet? Now, a symmetrical bet, right, is something like a bet that potentially can help you to really make a surprise, in the return. So probably the downside of it is it has a limited downside. The effect is probably you lose out that whole chunk of income, the money, but it potentially can help you to earn a lot more. So what does it mean? For example, today I invest 1,000 into this company, for example, but this company is a baby company. Eventually, my 10,000 can boom up to 1,000,000. So I actually can raise my 10,000 for 1,000,000. So if you were me, will you put in this income? But this income got a flop to it. The flip is you can get 1,000,000. The flop towards it is your 10,000 may go down the drain. Will you bet for this one, Yvonne?
Depends on the company, I would say. Really depends on the future of the company. Yeah,
What if the company is quite promising? It's an industry that
will
you know very well. And
will
today, your whole wealth is not just 10,000, probably 10,000 is 10% of your net worth. Will you go
will
ahead with it? You will.
will.
Yeah. So that is how so that is how asymmetrical bet works. Pardon me for my English, not a very normal term that I use. So this example could be actually seen from these two icons here. I bet everyone know them. Warren Buffett. So Warren Buffett, before he started his company, before he started his equity investments empire, he actually invested into this company called, it's an insurance company. Okay, if I remember correctly, it's called what, Goika or something like that. Okay, so he actually put in the money, and very fast, right? It actually doubled up within just less than a year. It doubled up. So he actually but he was very risky back then. He actually put up like what 50% of his net worth into this portfolio. So let me rephrase. A symmetrical bet is something that you shouldn't put every single thing into it. So if today you have $100, right, you are not supposed to put $100 into a symmetrical bet because it has a potential of helping you to lose every single thing. So if you have $100, the safest is probably you see like how much you are able to lose every single thing. If it means $20, then you put it inside, but you don't have high hope into it, right? The hope is you could flip things over. So what Warren Buffett did was that he actually put out quite a big percentage, but not all his fortune, into this startup company. It's an insurance company. So he met up with the owner of the company. He finally knew, okay, how the operation works and all that. So he said, okay, I'm interested in your company. I went onto it. So it was somewhere around 1980s, 1970s, 1980s, very, very early. So very, very quickly, he actually got back 100%. But he knew how risky it was, because it's a booming business. So very quickly, like, right, he actually took out his money. But many, many years later, 20 or 30 years later, which is now, he says he regretted for taking out because the value have gone up a few thousand times. Yeah.
But yeah.
But do you know that time when he actually took out his money from this investment, he gained retirement, he gained his financial freedom at the age of 26 because of this asymmetrical bet? Achieve financial freedom at the age of 26. That is a dream of many. And he managed it. So his earlier wealth, right, was actually gotten from the asymmetrical bet, right? But he wouldn't have achieved it if he didn't even save a penny. Like, I would salute him, man. Wow, you are probably what, 24, 25 years old when you invested that big, huge of amount into that company. I really salute him. At that young age, you actually managed to earn up that much of income and you managed to save it up for yourself. Yeah, so another example, right, of this asymmetrical bet is from Robert Kiyosaki. I bet that one of the very likable and preferred way for him to flip his fortune around is property, Yvonne. He always talk about it in his
Definitely.
book.
Yeah.
Yeah. He talked about how he actually sometimes he take up loan from his friend to take up a very small deal that could potentially give a very big return. He even used another source of income to fund for the installment of an apartment that is being fully rented out and things like that. So Robert Kiyosaki also makes a lot of asymmetrical bet that eventually, yes, there was a point of time that he got broke, but he got back out very quickly because he know how to play around with his numbers, because he doesn't use all his money into a bet. Yeah, so this is actually to tell every one of us to be also risky. You got to have a risky part in your portfolio in order for you to get out of rat race. But can we buy lottery? So in this case, lottery, right, because the chances of you winning lottery is really very slim. According to research, right, it's probably less than 0.0001%. Very, very low. Like those millions and billions kind of lottery, it's not easy to be won. So that's why lottery is definitely out of it. All right. So the bet that we're actually talking about these days are probably these kind of bets, like startups, companies that have a solid business operation. It's whether you have the confidence to go after or not. Or probably companies that are already established, they are going towards IPO. Yeah, because it is said that 9 out of 10 startups, or 9, or probably half of the companies that are going through IPO steps would fail. So in fact, what we would say is you're gambling. But at least at this point of time, if you're doing this bet, you know that you're gambling with something solid because you know their business, you know how much you're betting, you're not betting every single cent from your account, at least you shoot okay. You shoot okay. But when
That's
you
most
win, right?
important.
Wow, right? And if you're into mining, if you are into coins, right, the virtual coins, again, do not put everything. Yeah, even Adam Khoo says he would invest into coins, but he wouldn't put every single thing. Same thing lah. If a guru can tell you that, also is also because of diversifying. Actually, in fact, this is the point whereby, yeah, you can actually segregate your risk appetite into very safe, moderate safe, and super risky. Yeah. And you shouldn't also limit yourself when you're old lah. Okay, there was a week whereby we shared about at what age what portfolio and what financial planning you should be doing, right? We totally disagree that even though you're 60 years old, you should stop your investment. No, you can go ahead with it, but it's just maybe a smaller portion that if you lose it, it doesn't affect you at all. The kind of amount that you can afford to lose, lah, again, is the kind of amount that you can afford to lose. So what
Correct.
does it mean that it's the kind of amount that you can afford to lose? Okay, for example, today you and me are very young. We lose this amount, all we need to do is just probably work another 1 to 2 years like a cow to earn it back. So that is the kind of amount that you can afford to lose. 1 to 2 years you can get it back, which is a very short period of time. Yeah. Okay, so number 6, after you have done all this, right, is about taking the baby steps. Now you could have planned a lot. But what if you don't take any actions? And what if you have planned so much, you want to do everything at one shot? We also don't encourage you because you may be worn out. Getting yourself out of rat race is such a long journey. Okay, it took me quite a bit. Okay, it took me like what, a few years to really get out of rat race. It's really not easy because it means that you got to be very, very disciplined. That's why it is very important for you to enjoy the journey. Right, we always encourage this, me and Yvonne, bite-sized effort. Bite-size, yeah, okay. So make sure that it's really very achievable, but it is also aligned with your goal that you want to achieve. Yeah, so that you will actually get out of rat race. So you don't feel disappointed if you don't achieve financial independence because it is not something that you would achieve overnight if you are just starting it out. Yeah, it's totally different. Some people, they may take like 1 to 2 years because they're super duper hardworking, they are very risky. But some people may take 10 years. It is all right because your milestone and my milestone are very different. Yeah, and probably because you need a job security because you have a family, you can't afford to lose. But another person who spent 1 to 2 years to achieve their financial freedom, they have no worries behind them. We are different. Yeah, so do not compare yourself against the rest because as long as you're happy, you are okay on your own, right? Because nowadays we're talking about your life goal, your happiness, which is more important. So enjoy the journey and always find that even though it's rat race, you will definitely learn a thing out of it. It's about the experience. Okay, so definitely you need to suffer first before you soar really sky high, just like this baby Superman here. Because if you feel the suffering long, that's when you will treasure your moment when you achieve your financial freedom. When you are out of the rat race, you will actually eventually get more insights out of it. Yeah, so let me share you with an example. So when I was in university, right, my profession was 𝗟𝗃𝗃𝗃. 𝗟𝗃𝗃𝗃 back then was popular for not easy to get past the exams. It is very tough. So there was a time, right, I failed the same paper twice. I was very disappointed. Then my friend told me, it is okay for you to fail the paper. I got a shock. Why are you telling me that? And then she told me, because the moment when you finally pass the paper, you would remember this for life that, oh, I finally passed this paper with my hard effort. And you know what? This sentence actually kept me until now. And in fact, right now, I could still remember which paper in exact that I really put in extra hard work to achieve that. It stays with me forever. I could still tell you which paper I actually failed twice and I finally managed to pass it. Yeah, it's the same because people love to treasure the hardship there. Yeah, so if you are perseverance enough, you really put in a lot of effort to really make it out of it, right? You will really take that precious moment and you will trust us. You will go around and share with people
You will
to not make the same mistake.
savor the moment.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, and just like Rome wasn't built overnight. You think Rome just appeared out of nowhere like that? No. It is through so many people's hard work. It is through so many years of planning and so many labor work so many artists work to make it happen. Not easy at all. Yeah. So you could see a tourist spot like that, but it's not just that. It is a lot of effort altogether. Yeah. So with that, we hope that every one of you could also escape the rat race together. And with that, we end our sharing tonight. So if you have any more questions and you have any more concerns in the group chat in the chat, you can actually let us know in the comment itself. All right. And we also hope that we can actually share with you in very near future about our financial intelligence challenge as well. I think it will really help a lot of people out there.
Definitely.
Yeah. So if you have anything that you want to PM us, okay, once again, my name is Chanel Chong. I'm one of your hosts for tonight. I am an insurance agent and also an asset planner. So I also currently own a property rental management company. Okay, I'm an entrepreneur out of it. And Yvonne is also a serial entrepreneur, and whereby she owns these kids and teens financial literacy education. And both of us actually own YouTube channels as well. My YouTube channel is Chanel Chong, exactly my name is. And Yvonne owns a Japanese play group YouTube channel that talks a lot about the Japanese culture, Japanese literature, Japanese grammar as well. So if you really want to give us some support, do follow us on our YouTube channel. And if you have any more questions, our contact numbers are here. You can actually ping us up if you have more inquiries. So with that, thank you very much, everyone. And I think next week is Chinese New Year Eve. So there will be no live next week. All right. So we will see you back again after Chinese New Year, everyone.
恭喜發財 in
Yeah.
advance.
So in advance, we want to wish all of you 恭喜發財, 財源滾進, and also 年年高升啦. We hope that you will increase your earnings. Correct. Financial pocket financial here. So we are wishing everyone to achieve your prosperity as well, right? What is that? What is the Chinese New Year without the prosperity greeting? Yeah. Okay, everyone. See you again after Chinese New Year. Bye bye. Happy Chinese New Year.
Happy Chinese New Year.